こんにちは。テニスソールのお時間です。今回は、フォアハンドで力を抜く方法、3選を紹介していきます。多くの人が強いショットを打ちたいと思うあまり、力を入れすぎてしまいます。しかし、テニスでは力を抜くことが最も重要です。無駄な力が入ると、スイングスピードが落ち、逆にボールにパワーが伝わりにくくなります。一方で、適度にリラックスしてスイングすると、ラケットヘッドが自然と走り、パワーとスピンがしっかり乗った理想的なショットが打てるようになります。この動画では、世界で人気のテニスコーチの動画を参考に、力を抜いてフォアハンドを打つための具体的なコツを分かりやすく解説します。力を抜くことで、あなたのフォアハンドが劇的に変わるので、ぜひ最後までご覧ください。
Today I want to talk to you about looseness. Now you've probably been told that you need to be very loose when you play tennis and that the pros are very loose. And it is true that the pros are loose and they get a lot of loose energy. But how loose should you be and how do you actually get loose? That's what we want to talk about today. Now first I want to mention though, if you're making changes to your technique, it is actually okay and absolutely normal to be a little bit tight. And when you're recruiting different muscles and changing your technique, you're automatically going to be a little bit tight. Now, once you've gotten used to the changes, however, and the end goal is always to be loose, okay? So what's the best way to get loose? Now, the best way I know is what's called the looseness style. And basically with the looseness style, you're gonna put your hand out like this, okay? And you're gonna squeeze your fist. And on a scale of 1 to 10, if you squeeze as hard as you can and your arm is super tight, okay, so that's a 10. And then you go down and you release the fist a little bit. That arm gets looser and looser. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. And then you can go all the way down to 1. And that's where the arm is as loose as it can possibly be, okay? So the optimal level that I found in that is around 3 or 4 on the looseness dial, okay? So you want to get a feel for that. That 3 or 4 tension level in your arm, that's usually optimal for you to hit the tennis ball. And then when you play, you can go out and you can recall that feeling, especially when you have a tendency to get tight. And you'll notice that your arm tightens up and then it's more going to be like an 8, 9, or 10. And then you can recall that feeling. And that works a lot better than telling yourself to be loose, because I'm sure you've tried that and that usually does not work. So the looseness style is extremely effective and I highly recommend that you give this a try.
And this is something that I teach to almost all my students. As the ball is coming to you, as the opponent makes contact, that's when you're taking your inhale. So as my opponent is about to strike the ball, I'm split stepping, I'm in my ready position, I'm taking that inhale. It could be through the nose, it could be through the mouth. If you're in a rally situation, it's better to try and do it through the nose. If it's a point situation, either way is fine. As I'm taking that inhale, then I'm ready for the shot. It's coming towards me, the ball now. I can still be taking that inhale as the ball is passing the service line. Now around the time of the ball bouncing on my side and rising up, that's when I want to be thinking about doing my exhale or starting it. Now in general, you want to have a longer exhale. So you want to be exhaling. If I'm in that power position for my forehand, let's say, I'm exhaling on the forward part of my swing and I'm exhaling through the contact zone. What this will do, it will help me to stay relaxed through the contact point. If I exhale after contact, holding my breath, made contact, ball's gone, ball's left my racket. I exhale, at contact I was tight, I was stiff. It's better than holding your breath, but it's not the optimum way to do it. So the best way that you can do it is to actually exhale through that contact zone, prior to contact and after contact. So the ball's coming, I'm exhaling on that forward part of the swing. Now if I do this correctly, I'll feel so much more relaxed during that contact point and my body will feel so much more loose. And that's what we want to have in tennis. If you look at Federer, look how relaxed he is, look how little he sweats in most matches. Now a lot of that comes down to how he's controlling his breathing in between points and during points. Now if you feel that your heart rate has gone too high, and if you feel that your breathing rate has to go a little bit faster than that, some players, they actually take 2 breaths in and out in between shots. So I've hit my shot, take an inhale, take an exhale, another inhale, and then I exhale as I make contact. So it would be like, so 2 inhales, 2 exhales in between each shot. If I do this, it will also help me to stay relaxed, stay loose. Try to find which one works better for you, and it might change depending on the tempo of the rally. A slower rally, you can get away with 1 inhale, 1 exhale. A faster tempo and a faster point situation where you're scrambling for balls, it might be 2. The main thing to really focus on is that exhale during the contact zone, prior and during the contact zone.
What I'm going to be focusing on here is actually the feet side of it, the footwork side of it. Something that's going to be really important for your ability to do this is staying nice and light on your toes, being nice and bouncy. Every shot that you deal with is different. That's what makes it so hard. In order for you to start your swing at the right time, to stay nice and relaxed, you have to be in the right place. And the initial movement comes from the back leg. You're driving through the back leg. So if you're on your heels and you're kind of flat-footed, it doesn't allow you to get into position to make the necessary adjustments and then to swing through it. So what I'm going to be focusing on here for just a few shots is I'm going to be focusing on staying nice and light on my toes. So my heels aren't going to hit the ground. I'm going to be landing my split step just after my opponent makes contact, so then I can start to move into position. And my focus is just to stay nice and light on my toes, so that then I can stay nice and relaxed through my shot. Okay, so I want to stay nice and relaxed, but to do that, the key is going to be making sure that I'm in the right place. If I don't have my feet set up in position, I can't drive off the outside leg on an open stance. If I'm stepping in for a neutral stance, I can't do that unless I'm set up in the right position. This allows me to deal with the different types of shot. I'm not trying to hit it hard. I'm just trying to be in the right place, stay relaxed, make sure I've got that nice contact point, and that's what it looks like. So yes, we want to stay relaxed, but normally the problems are way more fundamental than that. Let's take a quick look at what that looks like from behind. Now the thing that I want you to notice is the amount of different shots that I hit. Sometimes it's open stance, sometimes it's neutral stance. I'm having to use different footwork as I do this. That's why we need to stay on our toes. We need to use great footwork, and unless we do that part, we aren't able to stay relaxed and get the nice racket lag and the technical points that we're looking at.
本日はフォアハンドで力を抜く方法3選を紹介しました。1つ目は力を入れる、2つ目は息を吐く、3つ目は軽く跳ねるでした。今後もこのようにテニス選手、コーチ、テニスファンに役立つ方法をどんどん発信していくので、ぜひチャンネル登録、高評価よろしくお願いいたします。